Good everyone. I hope you guys have an amazing day. So in this episode, what I'm going to do, I'll talk about something called code terms. So far we have seen how to create a template and adding sections to it. So sometimes, not sometimes, most of the times, right? When you send out a proposal to a customer, you often add your terms and conditions, right? Regarding what happens, when you don't get product on time, uh, regarding the return policy, such, different things. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you how to add the terms and condition or the code terms to your code template. That's pretty much we're going to cover. That's because after that, that will pretty much marks the end of our code template session. Okay, so the first thing first, right? You need to log into your org. If you don't have one, it's the right time to get one. It's so you go to the tic tac toe icon, and I'll look for something called template content. And what I'll do, I will say, okay, so there's something called code terms. So I'll select that, and I will say, you know, terms, right? And I'll say 10. So save it. Okay. Uh, so that's you know, so I've created this the section, right, which is pretty cool. Now, what I'll do, I will go to something called core terms, right, and on the core terms, we got lots of terms here, existing one, right? So we can make use of an existing one. That's fine. I don't think there is anything wrong with that. But in saying so, what I'll do, I will use create a new one. So I'll say print order, just just say 40, whatever, right? So you just search for the code terms. So you can search the parent code terms. So if you wanted to link the parent code term, you can do that. And I'm just not bothered with that. I will say this is we have a zero refund policy in terms of damage caused by customer. Um, yeah, yeah. Um, okay, something like that. You can do that, right? So I've created this. This is pretty cool. Now, what I'll do, I will go to the code template. If you remember, we talked about the code template, right? We created this code template, and I've added different sections to it. So I will go to there's one thing before we do that. Um, there is a something called terms. So number terms, right? Just put a tick to this. So this will say if the code terms rendered by this template should be numbered. Okay, so if you wanted to have that numbered, so put that tick option. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll go to the related list, and if you remember, we've been adding different stuff to the sections as we are customizing our code document, right? So we had a cover page, we had a header, we had a line items. Now we will do add the code items, terms. So terms, top margin, I would say 0.3. Content, I will say terms, um, and display order, I would say 4. Yeah, and I'll save it. Let's try to print it and let's see what happens. Generate document. I select the template and I'll preview it. I don't know if you've been following along for all this time, you must be wondering, this is really. So you see that we got this um, the extra, the terms and condition that came apart, came over here. Uh, but you must be thinking, why the heck all of this came from, right? Why do we getting this one? Okay, all right, we can sort that one. So what I'll do, I will go to the code term, and I will look at all the terms. And so apparently seems like this is the one that is getting hit, right? That's getting, um, so it's called locked, and it's called the parent term, and it says the print order. Okay. Now, this is getting printed because it has a print order 20, right? So what I'll do, I will actually go to the one which I've created, maybe this one. So if you look at it, right? So this is now working because of the print order what we have, right? So what I'll do, I will go to the this one and I will say, hey, make this print order to say 8. And I will say code. And it's going to take its own time. All right, let's see what happens. Oh yeah, it's still printing the. Okay, we have 0 refund policy if the terms of the damage caused by customer negligence. You see, we got this printed. All right, so this one got printed at the top. Now, before what was happening was that because of the print orders, right, we have in place, it was printing in a different way, in a different order. So I moved it to 8, so it's printing. But let's say I don't want it to print any of this stuff, right? So it's pretty simple. What you can do, so see, these are the different terms that's getting printed. Like you see, you have different terms, you have different terms, all these code terms, right? As long as you have active code terms, it get printed. So let's say I only wanted to print this one for now, right? I'll show you in the next episode, how to conditionally stop it. But for now, if you don't want to print it, just for time being, what I'll show you how to, you can pretty much say, you can say, I don't want this. So you can untick it. You can say untick it. You can say, I don't want any of this one active. I don't want any of this active. I don't want any of this active. I only want this to be active, right? Okay, so right now we got only one active, okay? So when you go to the codes and try to print it again, this is not a great option though, I'm just telling you, but I'll show you in the next episode how to conditionally, print different terms. Okay, now see, we got only one printed. So that's pretty much I wanted to cover in today's episode, right? So that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing Tuesday. Adios.